me see how that goes. Good evening, everyone. This is North Shore Preparedness coming to you from the uncertain shores of Lake Ontario. Let me just adjust this camera a little bit here, and we'll get along with this video. Adjust this a wee bit. Maybe that'll work there. Set that back a bit. Alright. Okay, everyone. So, yeah, this is North Shore Preparedness here, coming to you from the uncertain shores of Lake Ontario. Today is Monday, July the 20th, 2020. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring you guys a video about how to get started with your prepper pantry. Now this video is going to be for it's probably going to benefit people more that are newer to prepping, because I know that when I first started watching prepping videos, and you know, I saw all these people doing all these things with all this expensive gear, I was really intimidated, and I want to try and take a little bit of that intimidation out of there. And to be honest with you, all these things that we're doing was really expensive, and not, you know, like, just not everyone can go ahead and do that. So what I wanted to show people who are sort of newer to prepping is exactly how to get your prepper pantry started on not a whole lot of money, or some money that you're not even going to miss. So without further ado, we'll get right into it, okay? Okay, so this is going to be one of the feature items of this video, and it's going to show you how you can have this item plus other items, okay? Now what we want to do is we want to shop sales. Okay, now I wasn't out of olive oil. Like, this is my working bottle of olive oil, and that's usually how I buy it. This is a liter, or, you know, for my American friends, it's sort of like a quarter gallon, and it's usually around $6.99. If you can find a sale, you can get it $5.99, $4.99 if you're lucky. It gets a little bit cheaper. But when I was at the grocery store, I saw this jar, which is actually 2 liters of this, or pretty much a half gallon, for $6.99, and I thought, okay, well, perfect. I wanted to put some more into my supplies anyways, and it was in the budget, so I spent the $6.99 on this. This is a half off sale. I spent the $6.99. Now, because I saved the $7, what I did was I took that other $7, and at the same time, while I was at the grocery store, I found a sale on pasta. It was 88 cents a bag. Now these are not quite 2-pound bags. They used to be 900-gram bags. Wow, everything's getting smaller and everything's getting more expensive. So you want to learn how to do this on the cheap, folks. Okay, so we have almost a 2-pound bag of pasta here. 2, 3, 4 of those, and 1, 2, 3, 4 jars of this. This is strained tomatoes, which I make my pasta sauce out of. I make meat sauces out of it. You know, I make my marinara out of it. So the money that I saved on this jar of olive oil that I was going to put into my pantry anyways paid for all of this. Okay? So, I mean, shop the sales, get things on the cheap if you can. That's the way you do it. We're not all made of a big wallet full of cash where we can just go out and buy whatever we want whenever we want. you know, prepping can be expensive, so we want to do it on the cheap. So by having saved $7 on this, I bought 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of pasta and 2, 3, 4 bottles of pasta sauce. Now those 4 bottles of pasta sauce and those 4 bags of pasta will feed your family for a good long while. Think about it. You got 88 cents here and 88 cents here. So for less than $1.80, this and this will feed your family for a day. You know, is it complete and is it the best? Eh, maybe not so much. But it will get you through, you know, when times are hard, or even for everyday living. You know, I cook that all the time. You can take a dollar store item. This is a dollar store can of tuna or chicken, chunk chicken breast. Throw that in there. So you've got, you know, less than $3 here. You got an onion, throw that in there. Throw some spices in, some herbs, you know, and you get yourself a complete meal for less than $3 that can feed your entire family. You know, we're talking about putting things up and feeding our family on the cheap, not just after a post event, but you know, like today. Money doesn't grow on trees at all. You know, everybody's strapped for a buck. I'll show you another example of what you can do with the $7 that was saved on this. Okay, now when we talk about prepping, you know, it's all food and water, food and water, food and water. Perfect. And you know, yeah, without water in 3 days, we're all a couple of dust clouds, right? And without food for 3 weeks, again, the same thing. So, I mean, you need to prep food and you need to prep water. One of the ways you can prep water on the cheap is, all right, this is a free example. Okay, I got this jug here from the job site. We needed water on the job site and there was no running water. So the boss had to go out and buy jugs of water for us to do our work. Okay, so we got these jugs of water, got them to the job site, emptied them into our buckets, and then I harvested these vessels. I kept them, I kept the lids, and I filled them with water, and boom, there's an instant 5 gallons extra of water to my water storage for pretty much free. I just ran water into it out of the tap. And that's another way you can prep really, really on the cheap. You need food and water for sure. No water, done in 3 days. No food, well, done in 3 weeks. So, just trying to show you guys ways to do this, how it's not expensive. And I mean, when you go buy these things, like it's pasta, this is dried goods. You can throw it into some kind of mason jar, like this, and just put a lid on it, put it in the cupboard, and it'll stay good for you for a good long while. Mice can't get into it because they're not chewing through metal or glass. And that's one way that you can put it up. But you can also just go buy it and put it in your cupboard. Alright? Now another way to help with your preps, to help increase your preps is, okay, you know, many of us eat pasta. So when we eat the pasta, we look in our cupboards when we need to go shopping, and we look at what we need to buy. Okay. Oh, I see I'm low on pasta. All right. Well, if you see pasta on sale and pasta is on your list, don't buy one, buy 2. 2 is 1, 1 is none. You know, when you put stuff back, and do that every time you go grocery shopping. So if you buy 2 of these, see, you need pasta on your list. Okay, so you buy your pasta, you put this in the cupboard for your use, and you put this in your pantry for storage. The next time you run out of your pasta in your cupboard, you go out and you buy one and you replace it, and you buy a second to replace that. And then all of a sudden, you've got 2 bags of pasta in your pantry. And do that with every item that is less perishable, okay? Now, when we hear people talking about prepping, we hear them talking about beans and rice, beans and rice, beans and rice. And I think that's perfect. Those are dry goods, easily stored, last a very, very long time, and not terribly expensive. Now, I'll show you something that I bought for the same price as the money that I saved on this jar of oil. Now, up here in Canada, things are a little bit more expensive. You can't get a 20-pound bag of rice for $5 or anything like that, but I can get a 16. I can get an 18-pound bag of rice. I got an 18-pound bag of rice on sale for $6.99, the same money that I saved on buying this oil. So I was going to buy oil anyways. It was lucky I found this on a sale. $7 that I saved provided me with this for free, or this for free. Okay? I'm going to show you a separate sort of list of things that you can kind of get for the same money as you save on, you know, if you save $7 on an item that's sort of half off. Some things that you should have in your stores. You should have some sugar, right? So a bag of sugar up here in Canada, it's a couple of bucks. If you find a sale, you can get it for $1, which is smart behavior. When you can find sugar on sale for $1 up here in Canada, buy 10 of them if it's within your budget, right? Another thing, boxes of salt at the dollar store, and other things at the dollar store too. Here's some canned meats that are from the dollar store. This one on top is the chunk chicken breast, and down below that we have flake light tuna in water. So I mean, you know, these cans of protein here are awesome for your preps. Okay, and for $1 each, it's they're very, very good things to add to your preps. And you know, eat your preps. Like if you eat tuna salad sandwiches, buy tuna. If you don't eat salmon and will never eat salmon, don't buy the salmon. If you don't eat pasta and will like the texture of pasta, you know, I know a few people that just, they are insanely grossed out by the texture of pasta. I don't get it. Whatever. That's not a me thing. That's a them thing. But if you don't eat the pasta, don't buy the pasta. Don't buy where you're not going to eat. Okay? You got your choices. You got pasta. You've got rice. And you know, rice and beans. Rice and beans. We always talk about rice and beans. Okay? Here's a bag of navy beans. That's up here in Canada. That's $2. You cook that up, that's going to feed your family for a whole day for $2. Very, very inexpensive, right? And again, you can just throw these in a glass jar if you happen to have some around. And it can be any kind of glass jar. You know, when you empty this jar, wash it and clean it and throw these beans in it. You don't need to go out and buy Mylar bags or a vacuum sealer or anything like that to store these things long term. If you can find empty glass jars, wash and clean them, put them in there, and you can put them in your cupboard, and they'll be good and they will last for years. So my other $7, this is sort of a $7-ish. This might go over. This bag of sugar is $2. These are $1 a piece. We're already up to $4, $5, $6, $7.50. $7.50. And this is a can of canned mushrooms, canned vegetables you can get at the dollar store. So for $7.50, or pretty much the same money I saved on this, you can put some sugar in your cupboard, put some salt in your cupboard. Sugar or salt never goes bad, okay? These dry beans last nearly forever. You can go ahead and put them in your glass jars if you want to, if you have some. If you can find any, go ahead and do it. And these canned meats will last well beyond what the best buy date is on them. So there's just a few things I wanted to show you on how to get your prepper pantry started